I'm sorry, but I found this running back's Zoom call the other day just plain sad. The Zoom of doom. I guess it was Austin Ekeler, who, by the way, has the brains to match the size of his heart. Whew. Does he not run with every last ounce of his heart? I guess Austin was the driving force behind the Zoom that featured Nick Chubb and Derrick Henry and Saquon and C-Mac and Josh Jacobs and several other star ball carriers. It was reported that they were commiserating over the devaluing of their position. They were putting their heads together to try to figure out how to reverse this trend. A trend that to me just cannot be reversed. Today's running backs are classically damned if they do or damned if they don't. If they don't run as hard, if they try harder to protect themselves, then obviously they lose at least a little of their value to their team. Yet, the harder they run, the sooner they'll probably get hurt, or at least take so much punishment that they'll lose some of their edge, shorten their career. The problem here is, as running backs over the years have evolved, have gotten bigger, stronger, faster, so do the defenders who tackle them. The human body is still very human, as we all know. It simply cannot withstand the kind of beating that these running backs take as long as they once were able to withstand it. The NFL running back's lifespan is growing ever shorter by the moment, by the carry. I thought this was starting to happen back in 1978, 79, 1980 with Earl Campbell. Do you remember Earl Campbell? The Tyler Rose. He tortured my Oklahoma Sooners when he was at Texas. He punished them. He literally ran over my Oklahoma Sooners, as did his Texas teams. Earl led the NFL in rushing his first 3 years. He was Rookie of the Year, then he was the MVP, then he was the Offensive Player of the Year in his third year, all for the Houston Oilers, as you probably remember. Then he hit the wall, and he hit it hard. He was a high-speed, high-collision running back. His shelf life was short. You can run over only so many linebackers and so many strong safeties before you use up your collision quota that you get for one life. Back then, we started calling it the Earl Campbell syndrome. Yet, out of the blue, here came this kid from Jackson State, a kid named Walter Payton, defying those odds and that trend. Walter led the league in rushing only one time. That was his third year. But Walter, at 5'10", just 200 pounds, had a lot more make you miss than Earl Campbell ever had. While Walter still would run with just as much heart as Austin Ekeler ever has. Never seen anything quite like Walter Payton. It was flat out freaky that Walter Payton lasted as long as he did. 13 years, 13 seasons. Tony Pollard, a godsend, a revelation, a breakout year last year. Second in the league, 5.2 yards per carry, 5.2. Went over 1,000 yards, 1,007 yards as the quote-unquote backup back. And right on schedule, second playoff game, the one they lost at San Francisco. Tony broke his leg, messed up his ankle, needed surgery. Just turned 26. He's played 4 seasons, playing on the tag now. $10.1 million, signed his tender. They say he's right on schedule to be back 100%. Is he? Will he be? I don't know. He's a running back. Jerry's learned his lesson. You can't bet long term. Giants learning their lesson with Saquon. I actually think Tony Pollard can be better than Saquon, but how long will he last? I don't know. Saquon's had his injury issues. They gave him a one-year deal. It's not exactly the tag because he got $2 million in signing bonus, but he'll also be making $10.1 million. Can't bet long-term on these running backs. I hope you enjoyed that video. You ready for more? Make sure you click that subscribe button for all the exclusive content from the Skip Bayless Show. And don't forget to check out the full episode of the show wherever you get your podcasts by clicking the link in the description.